Hello everyone, Seraphin here, welcome back for more Pokemon Soul Silver. When I last left you guys, we had a little bit of a jaunt through Dark Cave, fought a couple of trainers on the other side, and now we are progressing onward to a couple more little side quest bits, primarily the puzzles for the Ruins of Alph that we now have access to. I think I might have already gone through here because I don't see the item, and I probably already got the TM from this guy. Oh, never mind, I guess we didn't. Talking to this guy gets us TM number 5, which is Roar, as he has to scream at us in all caps, because of course he does. But at any rate, I probably should have grabbed some more Super Repels while I was in Violet City. I didn't think of that, but I guess it's not that big of a deal. Now what I could be doing here, at least what I should be doing appropriately, is using my dowsing machine to look for hidden items. That is the nice thing about backtracking as well, is the ability to go back and look to make sure you picked up everything once you have the ability to search for them. Let's make sure we didn't miss anything here. Nope, doesn't look like it. I like the dowsing machine a lot, by the way. It is definitely, in my opinion, the best example of the item finder throughout the series of Pokemon. It comes in various different incarnations, I guess, throughout the different generations of games. But the dowsing machine was by far my favorite. Just being able to click on the touchscreen to search and know exactly where items are, it just takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. Are you kidding me with these encounters? Yeah, definitely should have brought some repels. Remind me to do that once we get to the next town, I should say. Probably going to be Azalea Town. Might be a little while, actually, so maybe something I don't have a chance to do really easily. This one, I know where this is. It's actually in the water. Which, wait, what? Why did I leave Wooper at Bellsprout? That was really silly of me. Well, in that case, we're going to have to run and grab Wooper out of the box here real quick. Thankfully, there's a Pokemon Center right here. I don't know how I ended up leaving Wooper behind. It was awfully silly of me. I don't think I'm going to need anything in the way of Flash or Cut going forward. Actually, no, I don't know that for certain, so why don't I just go ahead and leave something behind. Yeah, seriously, what was I thinking leaving Wooper here? We're just going to go ahead and leave Drowsy behind for now. Although, now that I think about it, I know it's coming up pretty soon, and I wouldn't mind having him on hand just for that. So yeah, we are going to leave Bellsprout here. I don't need Bellsprout for Cut or Flash, I don't believe. I guess we'll have to wait and find out once I get there, but... actually, I know... no, I don't remember. Anyway, we'll find out. I used to know what those puzzles requirements were, like the little hidden rooms behind them. I think one of them might be Cut. But I guess we'll have to wait and find out when we get there. If that's the case, I'll just have to come back later on. I'll do it off-screen, probably. You guys don't need to watch me do that. So, let's see. Now I can surf again, because I don't know how I ended up forgetting to do that. And the item is right next to the support beam for the bridge here, or the magnet train track, I should say. And I do know what it is, and it is something I want to have. There's going to be a lot of Tentacools coming up pretty soon here. Especially once I get to on the road to Cyanwood City, where it's nothing but Tentacools, probably. And I don't think Mantine is in this version, so I don't think we're going to be running into any of those. That being said, I wouldn't mind capturing one of these, just to have one. I'm just going to quick attack. I was going to say, I think Flamethrower might still kill it, even though it's resistant to it. And when he punches himself, I'll still have a chance of capturing him. Well, he didn't, that's fine. I want to have a Tentacool just to have one, in case there is some kind of requirement for catching a number of different species, so... A lot of you are wondering, why am I catching stuff I don't plan on using? Well, this is why, just in case I need to. And I'm a completionist by nature, and this is just what I do. Sorry if that upsets some of you, it's just how I am. I have to just catch everything I see, pretty much, if I don't already have it at any rate. I don't remember Tentacools being this difficult to catch. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. It's been a while, like I said. I do take breaks from playing Pokemon series pretty frequently. Like, I'll come back to it for quite some time, but then I'll just take a break where I don't play it for several months, close to a year almost, I think. In fact, I have an Ultra Moon version that I got for Christmas, not this previous year, but the year before that, and I haven't barely touched it. And I guess the reason for that is, well, I already beat Moon, and let's be honest, Ultra Moon is basically the same bloody game, just with a couple of different new Pokemon. It's right here. Here we go. A Heart Scale. These are actually incredibly valuable, and I'm going to want to find as many of these as I can. These are what you exchange to the move relearner to have them teach you a move that you forgot or that your Pokemon has the ability to learn that it might never have actually gotten. For example, evolved Pokemon have moves that they technically would have learned at level 1, or just from inherently knowing them, that they didn't get a chance to learn because they were too high a level when they evolved. Does that make sense what I just said? At any rate, there are a number of examples of that, and one of the... Oh, there's an item here. Did you know? Is it right here by the door? Yes, it is. A Great Ball. Sweet. And one of the best examples of that, at least with my current party setup, is Arbok has the ability to learn all of the elemental Fang moves. So Fire Fang, Thunder Fang, and Ice Fang. But the only way to teach those moves to it is through the use of the move relearner. And now that I have a heart scale, we have the ability to learn at least one move that way. There are ways to encounter more heart scales. I think the most common method is by rock smashing. At least that's how I recall it being the most common method of finding more of them. If you manage to find Love Disc in the wild, they have a fairly reasonable chance of having one held onto when they are encountered. But sadly, I don't think there's any way to encounter Love Disc in this version. So we won't have that particular option available to us. But I think the best method is going to be to go around trying to smash rocks and hoping I find some. I only don't need that many. I think I might need a couple for the team setup that I want to have. Just because I want to have at least one Elemental Fang on Arbok. That's going to be incredibly valuable if I plan on keeping him in the party. And I think Ninetales actually learns a halfway decent move when it evolves as well, through the use of the move relearner. And I want to get that to him too. Actually, it might not be Ninetales. It might actually be Meganium, believe it or not, now that I'm thinking about it. Alright, yeah, I really should have brought some repels with me. I don't know what I was thinking. But now that I have Surf, I can actually go on the water in here. And we can encounter some other fun stuff. There's going to be higher level Pokemon on the water while I'm surfing, which is nice. I'll have a chance to level up from that. In fact, why don't I go ahead and get Bayleaf in the front so he can deal with the abundance of water types that I'm no doubt about to encounter. I really need to focus more on training my starter, although I think that's going to be less of a important point once we get on the road to Cyanwood, because I'll have grass-type moves for the myriad of water Pokemon that we're going to run into, although they're mostly Tentacools. And the issue with Tentacool is they're not weak to grass. They actually partially resist it thanks to their poison typing, so they just take neutral damage from grass. Which is still fine. I'm sure I'll be able to do a decent amount of damage still. But it would have been nice to have something I could use on them that's super effective. I don't have any ground moves just yet. I don't have any... I guess Psychic, I guess that would work. So I could put Drowsy in front. In fact, putting Drowsy in front might not be a bad idea, considering the 5th gym is Fighting type. And having a good Psychic Pokemon will certainly make that a little bit easier. A Quagsire, you say? Well, as much as I wouldn't mind having a Quagsire right now. In fact, why don't I go ahead and reflect... I'm going to catch this thing. Quagsire is actually better as an HM servant than Wooper, simply because it learns more of the HM moves than Wooper is capable of doing. For example, I think Wooper doesn't learn Rock Climb, but Quagsire does. So I'm going to trade out a Wooper for a Quagsire, actually, is what I'm planning on doing here, as my HM servant. And I'm hoping to find something better in the ways of the one for all the other moves that I need to have, like Flash and Cut and Fly and whatnot. If I could catch a Skarmory, that would be perfect. However, I don't believe I have access to Skarmory in this generation. Let's glare this sucker first things first. I just realized he has Mud Bomb, which is a stab move for him, and I'm also weak to it, so that's bad. Thankfully, he's paralyzed. And I'm just going to go ahead and bite this sucker. Might be able to flinch lock him here if he's not paralyzed. Slam didn't do a whole heck of a lot. Yeah, I'm actually pleasantly surprised with Arbok right now in terms of its combat effectiveness. That might kill me. Yep, sure did. Well, that was fun. In that case, we're going to go ahead... That was with Reflect, too? Jeez, I just realized that. Well, let's switch out to Drowsy and see if I can whittle it down a little bit. It's not weak to Psychic or anything, so I should be able to do a Confusion without too much effort. This thing's got pretty decent defenses, though, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, come on with the Mud Bombing garbage. Thankfully, Drowsy's got really good special defense, so the Mud Bombs won't do a whole heck of a lot. I think that's as low as I'm willing to commit to going for here for his health. Well, hoping I'm not going to need to use Arbok for too much for these puzzles because, well, down he went, and I forgot to bring revives, so... This is what happens when I don't come prepared, ladies and gentlemen, is I run into situations where I really could have used something and I forgot to grab it, and it costs me dearly. From now on, I'm just going to kill these things after I capture this one, because it's good experience, I imagine. There actually is a whole separate area of Union Cave I could go explore, too, I just realized. It doesn't really behoove me to explore it on any day other than a Friday. I mean, there's still wild Pokemon and trainers to encounter down there, but if you go to this secret underground area in Union Cave, there's actually a Lapras you can find and capture in the wild, but only on Fridays. And as I'm recording this, it is not Friday, it is actually Sunday, so I do not have the ability to go catch a Lapras, but I could go down there and battle some trainers for some extra XP, which I might consider doing. I think Chuck's strongest Pokemon in Cyanwood is like level 30 or 31, and it's a Poliwrath. So, if I at least don't have a decent Psychic type to counter it, I can use Bayleaf to do it. And let's see what we got for Dowsing Machine here. Well, there's something floating around. Let's see what it is. I have to refight this hiker, of course. What do you know, a visitor? Well, it's nice to see you too, I suppose. Unless you're a jerk that ends up kicking my butt, which I sincerely doubt. Level 23 Geodude. Wow, that's not too shabby. I'm coming to the realization that my team is actually kind of underleveled based on what I'm battling right now, and I need to rectify that particular situation. And I believe I'm coming up upon an area where that will be somewhat possible as soon as we get to Cyanwood. There is that new area that I talked about with the Safari Zone gate that was only added in the remakes, and I think that is going to be a very valuable training spot for a number of my team. Because there's fairly high-level Pokemon there. Not strong enough that they completely decimate you, but strong enough that they're worth a lot of experience points, which I'm really needing to have right now. So we're just going to go ahead and Confuse-rate this thing. Actually, I'll put it to sleep first so it doesn't hurt me. Thankfully, I'm not running into a situation where Hypnosis is missing 6 times in a row like that one other time. I just realized... Wait, do I have Meditate? Did I see that right? Wait, why did I... Did I have that already? I must not have been paying attention. Meditate's, not altogether very useful on a drowsy/hypno, if you ask me. Particularly considering this thing doesn't really have a great deal of physical moves. Although I think its physical attack and special attack are about comparable, if not the same. That's gonna hurt. It's a 25 damage Seismic Toss. Which thankfully I can take one more of those and survive, although I'd prefer not to. Alright, Machop, down you go. Sorry, bud. I do like Machop quite a bit. More specifically, I like Machamp quite a lot. But again, I've used it already, so not a situation where I can make a great deal of use out of it. I didn't really get a lot of experience for battling that. I think it's because I'm not battling evolved Pokemon. I'm still fighting basic-ish ones. Ooh, a Revive! Well, that's convenient. I guess now I can bring back Arbok if I really need to. No, there isn't anything over here, I don't think. Actually, this is one of the 2 puzzles, if I'm not mistaken. Is it 2 separate areas? I think it is, yeah. So I have to come back here twice, actually, if I want both of the puzzles. I didn't think it was that... Well, I have to go back here twice anyway, because as soon as you go through one of the puzzle chambers, you fall down and have to come back here. Which area does this lead to? I don't remember. Nothing here. This is actually very similar to how it was to the original Gold and Silver as far as getting access to the last couple of Ruins of Alph puzzles. I don't really want to battle with Zubat right now. He's not worth any experience points, so... That Quagsire was worth a decent chunk, wasn't it? I actually don't remember. I'll have to go back and look sometime. Anyway, so here we emerge in this little... I don't even know what you want to call it, really. Rocky maze situation, kind of, sort of. So there's one item down here. I think if I just sneak around I can find it. Yep, a big mushroom. How big of a mushroom are we talking here? Alright, so there's another one over here. It's like a little bit of a maze, kind of, sort of, almost. It's up this way, right here. A nugget. Nice. Those are good. Alright, so I gotta be careful, because if I fall off this ledge, then I can't get back up, and that'll be a big pain. So, how do I get around going here? I don't... Wait, what? How do I get around this? There's no strength rocks to push or anything like that. Oh, wait, can I wrap around right here? Yeah, I can. Okay, cool. This is where you gotta be careful. And don't fall off the ledge. There we go. Okay, figured it out. So, let's take a look around the back and see what's here. Water? What do I need? A water stone, maybe? And sadly, I don't have a water stone. I probably could have earned one by now if I had bothered to do that Pokathlon situation, but because I hate that so much. Yeah, I think I need a... Well, let me see if I can use surf or something. Maybe that'll work. Can't use that here. Okay, nope. I think it is a water stone we need to bust through this door. Like, just to use the water stone in front of that spot. But because I don't have readable access to stones... okay, so this isn't clearly an Ammonite. Very clearly an Ammonite. It's not really even a shock here. Are these... They need to be rotated, probably, right? Yep, there we go. I think that's correct. I guess we'll have to find out. Nope, it's not, because this goes somewhere else. I don't remember exactly where it goes, but because it's got an edge on it, it probably goes right there. And that probably goes here. Yeah, there we go. That's better. This probably goes right here or something. Maybe right like that? No, maybe not. Maybe here? No, that's not quite right either, I don't think. I'll put that aside for now. Let's put the rest of the pieces in place first. This definitely... There we go, that's where that goes. This goes down here. It's not quite as simple as that Ammonite puzzle, only because there's a little bit of extra figuring out to do, for lack of a better term, I guess. Where does this go? Does it go right? No, it doesn't go right there. It has to go... This is to go right there. There we go. Figured it out. Alright, so down the hole we go and unlock some more unknowns in the process. Different letters of unknown, I should say. Oh, come on with these guys. I forgot how prolific they are down in this hole. Letter F. Letter F for get the F out. You got it, Chief. It is interesting that they're all level 5. I don't really know why that is. You'd think that as you unlock more of them, that they would maybe increase in level. Like, maybe just level 10 or something. Okay. Or just K. I got really good at... Well, it's not hard to figure out, really, what letters these are, but I guess to those of you who've never seen them before, it's like, wait, what the heck letter is that supposed to be? But I've memorized all of them now at this point. I think the ladder is right up there. Yep, there it is. So I don't think there's really a whole lot to do down here. There's not anything in the way of, like, hidden puzzles or anything. Wait, what letter is that? Is that Q? Yeah, it's gotta be Q. There's a couple that look a little weird. Not many, thankfully, but Q is definitely one of them. Oh, come on. I literally can't take 3 steps without running into another freaking unknown. That is letter B, I assume. Yeah, what else would it be? B. What else would it be? Sorry, I'll stop. Moving on, though, there's at least 2 more puzzles to grab, so we're going to run out of here. There actually, I think, is a hidden room down there in the remakes that isn't in the initial version of the game, like the original Gold and Silver. I'll have to look into that, because I don't remember exactly if that's the case or not. Why don't I go ahead and break some rocks real quick? Because breaking rocks is all sorts of fun, right? Oh, what'd I find? And Max Ether, that's another one of those. I'm really hoping to find a... I don't think it's the Dome Fossil. Maybe it's either the Dome Fossil or the Helix Fossil you can find in Smashing Rocks. I already found a couple of old Ambers, which is where you get Aerodactyl from, which is awesome because I love me some Aerodactyl. Actually, once you get the National Dex and come back here, you can actually find Claw and Armor... Not Claw Fossil, but Skull and Armor Fossils, which are Cranidos and Shieldon, respectively, I believe. I know the Skull Fossil's Cranidos. I don't know if Shieldon's actually the Armor Fossil. But then there's also the... What is it? The Claw and Root Fossils, which are Anorith and Lileep. And then there's the Plume Fossil and the Shell Fossil for Arkin and Tirtuga. I don't think any of those are in here. At any rate, we're running back to town so I can heal, and I'm going to stop at the store and grab some repels for when we go through Union Cave yet again for a couple more times. It's going to be at least one more episode, by the way, everybody, that we're going to be stuck in Union Cave. So prepare for that if you're not already. But I am going to become properly equipped this time and properly prepared, and hopefully we don't run into any situations where I need to worry about it too much. At least that is the goal. Alright. So let me run to the store real quick before I forget, because Lord knows I forget a lot of time. Here we go. So the nice thing about what they do with Pokemarts in the later generations is rather than each Pokemart having its own stock, so to speak, of items based on which store you go into, instead the existing shops just change and upgrade their stock based on your progression through the game, and the way they measure progress is your gym badges. So even the first Pokemart you run into will have better stuff as soon as you have more badges, which is really nice. That way you don't have to worry about, oh, I can only get Ultra Balls if I go to this town, or I can get Ultra Balls here, but I can't get Pokeballs here because it's too high of a level 1. Not the case any longer. Alright, so that being said, we are going to head out back to Union Cave and the Ruins of Alph in the next episode. So, thank you very much for joining me to this point. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. So until then, this has been Seraphin. Stay classy, internets.